Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Malin Havefjell, and in this video we will talk about the preliminary tax. That is a tax that you need to pay every month when you run a company in Sweden. And you also need to understand how to calculate the preliminary tax, because you will get that question when you register for an F-tax or when you're applying for an F-tax if you want to run a company here in Sweden. You can also change this preliminary tax during the year if you realize that, okay, I pay too much or I pay too little. So it's important that you actually understand the calculation process for this preliminary tax. This video is also one in a series where I walk you through the different kind of things you need to learn and understand when you're applying for an F-tax in Sweden. So please look at those as well. And if you want to download the slides that I show you here, you can do that if you visit my website at www.havefjall.se. So there you can find the slides as well to download them. But preliminary tax, what is that and how do we calculate it? The first thing that we need to look at is our profit and loss report, or profit or loss report to be exactly. So to understand if we're going to pay tax or not, we need to know, do we have a profit or do we have a loss in our company? And this is the preliminary, as it is said, the preliminary tax. So we need to what do I think I will earn this year? So you need to have preliminary numbers in everything here. So we have our income, and we lower that with our costs, and then we see if it is a profit or if it is a loss. So, and this is, you need to decide, okay, what do I think I will earn this year? So because it is a preliminary, so you will pay the preliminary tax during the year that you have the income and during the year that you have the costs. So when the year has ended, we will look, did it turn out right? So everything is just preliminary. So you just need to figure out what is possible for my company. So income, and lower that with your costs to getting that income, and then you have a profit or loss. If you have a profit, then we move further. And if you run your company as a sole trader, you have your profit. You only pay tax when you have a profit. So if it is a loss, you don't need to look at this anymore, but it's good to understand what happens when you have a profit. So sole trader, profit, and to understand what number we will calculate the tax on, we here also need to deduct the profit with your social security fees, because we don't want to calculate tax on the fees. So this is just a mathematical thing that we do, so we calculate on the right number. We don't want to calculate on the fees. So you deduct your profit with your social security fees, and that is mostly for everyone 25%. But if you are young and starting a company, or if you are old, then you perhaps have another percent that you will lower your profit with. And now when we have deducted our profit with the social security fees, we get a surplus, or överskott as it's said in Swedish. So when you register your company and they ask for your överskott, this is the thing that you will tell them. The profit minus the social security fees, and then you have your surplus. And on that we calculate the tax. And when you run your company as a sole trader, it is the municipal tax that is calculated on your surplus. And now we know the preliminary tax. Yay, that's good. So if you run your company as a limited company, then it's a little bit easier to calculate the preliminary tax. We have a profit and we calculate with the corporate tax, and that is 20.6% in Sweden right now when I do this video. And now we also know the preliminary tax. So much easier to calculate that with if you run a limited company, but you also have another lot of other things to decide over when you want to withdraw money from your company. So maybe sole trader is easier anyway. Well, we will not talk about that in this video. When do we pay the income tax then? Okay, we have during the year, as I said, when you earn your money, you pay the preliminary tax, what you actually will think your surplus will be at the end of the year. When the year has ended, we come to year 2, and then you file your income tax return to the Swedish tax agency, and they will calculate your final tax for year 1. And now we look, okay, was it the same, or did you pay too much, or did you pay too little? And also during year 2, you will start paying for the preliminary tax for year 2, and we do the same when we walk further. So year 3, calculate what it actually was year 2, and you pay the final tax, like we check, did you pay too much or did you pay too little during the year? So it goes on and on and on. So when do you pay the preliminary tax? Well, you pay it every month. And the most easiest way to remember this is that you pay the 12th every month. In January and August you actually get some more days to pay this, but keep in mind the 12th every month you need to pay the preliminary tax. And you also pay it with, let's say you start the 2nd month in your financial year. So if your financial year starts in January, you start paying the preliminary tax in February. Yes, sorry my English here. And when the year has ended, you file your income tax return and report how much you actually earned during the year, and then the tax agency calculate your final tax. And then we see, did you pay too much or did you pay too little preliminary tax during the year? If you paid too much, you will get money back. If you paid too little, you will need to pay more tax. And what date you need to pay this, it says on your final tax return. And if you need to discuss this further, or if you need help by calculating, so you come up with your surplus or your profit, you are always welcome to contact me, and it's easiest to do that by booking a meeting. If you type an email to företagshjälpen@havefjall.se. And you can also download the slides from this video and all the others from the series of how to register a company in Sweden if you visit my website at www.havefjall.se, and there you find the course how to register a company. If you like this video, please press thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will continue doing these videos. Mostly they are in Swedish, but I will also continue doing videos in English as well. And so please tell your friends about this if they are planning to start a company in Sweden and they need some more help. And I hope to see you all soon again. Ta-da!